Hello everyone, I'm Chris Mazzillo, Skerberson, one of the lesser known monsters, and today I'm going to be telling you how freaking great The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt Blood and Wine is. So Blood and Wine is the second and last expansion for The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt, and it's pretty amazing. It takes place in an entirely new, map location. None of this sort of ooh, a new corner of the main map nonsense that you got with Hearts of Stone. No, instead we find ourselves going to the Duchy of Toussaint. The map is amazing. It's large, expansive, and just genuinely massive. It has the same level of geographical diversity as you may have seen in the original Witcher, except for in Toussaint there's an interesting thing that may have happened, being that someone didn't actually forget to put the colours in when they're making the damn thing. Vivid greens and bright blue skies are something you see throughout the entirety of your time in Toussaint. You know, it has this very much painting and watercolour painting feel to it because of these bizarre glowing and radiant colours. There's such a bizarre contrast between Toussaint and Velen, where the main game takes place. As Velen's this dark and brooding and war-ridden and horrible place to live, full of swamps and mud, and everyone's having a really bad time of it. Meanwhile, in Toussaint, it feels more like a fairy tale kingdom a lot of the time. Well, even more so in very specific parts. The characters in the land of Toussaint operate very strictly along this sort of knight's code of chivalry and honour. Comes across very sort of Arthurian legend fantasy film, where it's all so colourful and people you've got knights and these sort of a knight order and whatnot. But at the same time, when Geralt turns up, there's this weird contrast of light and dark, as you have this bright and colourful land of wine, merriment, and sort of foppish balls. But alongside it, you have these rather brutal monsters just roaming the earth and completely messing people up. And which Geralt's really the only person that qualifies to deal with it. But he himself is woefully out of his element because of this extravagant nature of the land and all these so much rigmarole and coursing that has to go on. I think because this culture of wine and chivalry is something we've never really seen in The Witcher properly to this extent, I found myself enthralled in the world of Blood and Wine. I went out of my way to do many of the side quests, not just the ones about Gwent either. I mean, I loved loads of them, except for whenever they relied on really fucking awful horse combat or crossbow combat. Jesus Christ, that shit sucked. The story was wonderful in Blood and Wine, arguably one of the best stories in the entire franchise, as it frequently asks you and Geralt a rather important question. Does Geralt enjoy being a Witcher? And more importantly, what exactly is witching? Is it just killing any and all monsters that you come across under some inherent notion that they're evil? Or is it just solving monster-based problems? You're frequently put in instances where a monster might be running rampant, or heck, it might even just be defending its territory, and that's all you have to go off of. It may turn out that this monster was just kept in captivity or abused, or as I said, just defending its territory because people keep on trying to destroy its nest. And you also get to deal with monsters which have a higher brain function, seemingly sentient monsters which you're, tasked in killing, but why do you have to kill them? They're just getting along in their own private way. Ultimately, it sort of frequently asks this idea of what makes a monster, and is it just alright to kill a monster just because it's a monster? The expansion asks so many questions about witching and what it means to be a witcher and monsters and the like, alongside at the same time giving you and Geralt unlimited different things which you could be doing with your life. Running a vineyard, just enjoying the scenic views. That in the end it kind of leads up to giving Geralt this much needed fond farewell that Geralt so greatly deserves. And to be honest, I freaking loved it. Overall, Blood and Wine is a very, very condensed version of The Witcher 3, except for with none of the filler and really all of the thriller. There are new Gwen cards to keep me entertained, and alongside these amazing side quests and great characters that I'll remember us for quite some time. Heck, there's even a quest that involves running around a bank, trying to find the appropriate paperwork to, reopen your account, and you have to go back and forth getting one form and then the next form, and only to find out that you need some other secondary form, or you weren't even meant to fill this one out. It's like just mindless bureaucracy in a quest, and it works hilariously well just because it seems like Geralt is so out of his depth. Sadly, some of the newer monsters are more than a little annoying, especially the Bruxer, which even despite using some of the oils and the appropriate things which the bestiary says, like, this is how you beat it, at best you can only get like 1 or 2 hits in before it dashes away again, and it just kind of draws out the fights a little when you've got to kill about 10 of them in some of the final moments. Everything has this beautiful glow and look to it, and the costume designs and everything just looks so nice and gorgeous. Just, man, I just really liked it, and you should definitely give it a go, because honestly, it's near perfection in storytelling and design. Hi there, and thanks for watching my video. If you liked what you saw, feel free to let me know with maybe a like or a comment. And if you want to see more of my stuff that I've done on The Witcher, I did do a Witcher video review on the actual main Witcher game, and I've also done a written review on Hearts of Stone, which just isn't as good as Blood and Wine. There's also a more in-depth written review, which will be in the link in the description down below. Anyway, have a good day, and see you another time maybe. Vivid greens and bright blues. Vivid greens and bright blue skies. Oh my days, this chair. Vivid greens and